Now then, where was I? The children that were scattered about the floor of the common room looked attentively at the old man, waiting for a tale of faraway lands and heroic exploits. Waterdeep. You were at Waterdeep. I suppose we were at the beginning then. The underdark, the grove, the sea, the palace, they all converged right there.
Harold, have you ever seen so many different kinds of people in such a big place? How hard could it be to find somebody that knows where Tailwind is?
You're a miracle, boy.
I shake my head and quietly to myself say, there's no such thing as miracles.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a running start. I'll count to 30. 1, 2.
30, and then I'm gonna run at him and attack him.
Fair's fair. You told me your history. I was born on that boat. Huh? That ship that your friend is dissecting.
I absolutely hate how chipper you always are.
And it'd be a good look on you, though.
If it's a riddle, I want to solve it. If it's a lock, I want to open it.
How do I make this quick? I'm a holy woman, and I'm looking for things that were taken from me and my people.
They could not begin to fathom the situation that they found themselves in. We are gonna play some D&D, and we are super glad that you're here with us. Az, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm kind of great, honestly. I mean, like, mentally, I was built for quarantine.
Yeah, I hear you.
Been preparing for this all my life.
Yeah. We gather again. The Sea of Swords rolls endlessly to the horizon. The water ebbs and flows beneath the ships as they creak, swaying back and forth endlessly. Time here moves differently than it does on land. Sailors understand this, and they've honed their skills, their lives around the sea. The open, welcoming sky guides them, but it is the water beneath that embraces them, carries them, shelters them, and feeds them. The cry of gulls rings out on the smooth, well-polished deck of a ship as it sways back and forth. Moving alongside its siblings, the 3 merchant ships move forward. Part of a merchant fleet that is traveling, delivering goods from the north of Neverwinter south to Baldur's Gate. At the head of the lead ship, a handsome man holds a telescope forward. He's been there for hours. This handsome man in his early 40s has a well-kept beard, slightly graying ash blonde hair, wearing a very neatly pressed jacket with brass buttons. From behind, a delicate hand holds onto his shoulder, and a woman steps next to him. She is rugged and has her hair pulled back in a tight bun. The two look out over the sea as it rocks back and forth. Behind them, their crew works endlessly, pulling the masts and sails to their appropriate placement, handling the rigging, and seeing that all is as it should be. Near a set of barrels and sacks, 2 young boys play. Each of them has wooden ships on wheels, and they're pushing them back and forth. It's then that the tranquility of the moment is broken by cannon shot. The boat reels from the strike. Wood shatters inward, and the scream of the crew echoes as time begins to slow. The young boys, confused, look around, and the youngest begins to cry. The woman turns and runs towards them, but the next blast separates mother from the children as the deck explodes outward. Shards of wood fill the air and smoke covers everything as the fog of war rolls over the peaceful sea. The sound of the gulls is gone now, and there is the horrendous sounding of a horn and drums in the distance. Black sails are cried out, and the ivory galleon rams into the merchant vessel. It's over as quickly as it began, and the boarding is swift, and the pirates swing across the mast lines. The remaining survivors are lined up on the deck of the ship. It is still floating. It survived the initial cannon shot. The pirates aren't seeking to take the ship. They want what's in the hull. The man who steps onto the ship is very broad, with very strange eyes. He has a thick, black, wiry beard and a purple coat. The handsome man, the father, is talking now with this pirate captain. For the safety and security of the rest of his crew and his family, all of the wares within the ship will be taken. Their livelihood, but not their lives. And the black-bearded man walks past the woman and notices the beautiful sparkling ring upon her finger. That strange, clear, blue gem that swirls like the ocean itself. The wedding ring that they couldn't afford when they first wed. Their vows were spoken on the deck of the ship. Edmund and Yvette Grail were married here. Their vows and all of their coin was spent on this galleon ship. The first of their business. When they could afford to do so, they bought each other bands, wedding rings, and the strange ring that Edmund found in Baldur's Gate from that very odd old merchant represented their love and everything that they had built since then. And when the pirate demanded the ring, Yvette refused. Edmund stood in front of her, and Captain Balthazar Graves, without thinking or even taking a moment to consider, pulled his musket and fired twice. Mother and father, dead on the deck of the ship. All, except the two children, were killed that day. The two young boys were taken aboard the ship and press-ganged into service as cabin boys. And there they served, upon the Kraken's kiss. The oldest, Dorian, became very, very skilled, and Captain Balthazar Graves took note. The youngest, Calder, known by the crew as Squig, was relegated to mopping floors and carrying meals back and forth. He never forgot. He never forgot what happened that day upon the galleon ship. He remembered his mother dying at the hands of this captain and swore vengeance. He waited for years for his moment, and when it arrived, he saw Captain Balthazar Graves. The captain didn't know that he was there. He thought he was alone. And young Squig saw his true face. Tiger-like, eyes like a cat, hands that were strange, backwards, claws, sharp and keen. Startled by the appearance of this creature who had been hiding as a man on the Kraken's kiss, stumbled backwards, knocking a barrel over. Balthazar Graves turned.
You'll pay for that, boy.
Snarling, he struck out against the young man, leaving across his face a tattered scratch. That day, young Squig walked the plank, sword to his back. The pirate that walked him off of it, his brother, Dorian. He plunged into the cold, salt sea, and he knew that this was the end. He released any hope. As he began to drown, he remembered seeing his mother's ring upon the pinky of Balthazar Graves. That gem calling out to him. Symbol of his parents' love, of all they had built together. Held by the Rakshasa that had taken it. The water dragged him under, and he began to die. But he didn't. Something found him. As he had desperately thrashed and held on to life beneath the waves, something heard him and found him. Carried him to shore. The merfolk didn't ask for anything. They seemed to know. This boy had something to do. And they were more than happy to give him a second chance. In time, on the island, deserted, he was able to hail a passing schooner and made his way back to the port that he knew well. Calder Grail was returning to Waterdeep. On a different ship, somewhere else. Storms continued. The enormous ship comes to a fitful start as Dottle has cast the spell which has allowed the tidal waves to rise up in the docks of Anchor's Rest. And there it finds new purchase upon land, in the ruins and the wreckage of the warehouse that stood below. The debris smokes and sputters from the fires that have been recently put out, and the rain comes down in sheets. And for a moment, everything is silent. Juniper, you weren't able to hold on. Your shield protected and guided you, aided you in shielding the life of the young goblin, Dottle. However, as the goblin was anchored to the spot that she had been casting the spell in that puddle of water, you had been thrown, and you rolled across the deck of the dry-docked ship, and you are now hanging from the figurehead. Below deck, in the captain's quarters, Hawke, you, Maglo, and Saray stand in front of the captain's personal study, staring into a secret passageway that has been opened. It's been missed by everyone else who had been searching within this space. Maglo found it. Saray is still strange, distant, and removed from all around her. You noticed as the ship jerked and fell from the sky, when those ropes snapped and the entire vessel plummeted down to the hard warehouse below where it would be shattered. Saray didn't move. With unerring balance, she stood firm, unaffected by the pull of the plummet of the ship. She stares at the desk, absent-mindedly, as you cling on for dear life. Maglo, within your grasp is the tome that you've removed from the glass case. You fall, but you do not release the book. Busby sputters. Everything is quiet. What do you do?
Maglo looks to see if there's anyone looking at him.
The two people in the room with you?
He kind of walks a little into the secret passageway with all the barring and just tries to very nonchalantly put the book into his bag. There are other scrolls and stuff in this room, right?
The secret passageway revealed a vault that was a very shallow closet, a walk-in closet, as it were. And upon the shelves were a number of scrolls, other books, a shelf that was filled with vials of liquid, and a few items that had been wrapped in leather, and a couple of boxes as well.
Hawke, you're right.
Yeah, that... Whatever just happened almost knocked me on my ass, but I think I'm okay.
No, same. We gotta go check on the others. Saray, you good?
Saray?
Yes.
Hawke, grab some of this stuff with me. And he starts like grabbing all of the, like as many of the leather-bound things, anything that looks interesting or like it's of some value to him, he's gonna grab and then he's gonna hightail it outside.
There is enough that you find potentially of value within this vault that it would take a number of bags, and you would be very encumbered if you wanted to take all of it. You're probably going to need help.
He's just gonna grab like a couple as much as reasonably he can carry and still do some adventuring stuff, maybe 1, 2, 3 things, and then he's gonna go make sure Doddle's okay.
You grab a handful of scrolls, a couple of vials, and one of the boxes. I have separated those items and we'll be able to give them to you later. Does anyone in this room do anything else before they step out?
Yeah, I'll grab a couple scrolls and maybe a small chest, like enough to like reasonably get in there and get out, but without like over encumbering myself.
You do so. You come in actually as Maglo steps out. Saray, are you doing anything?
No, I'm not going to take anything. I'm going to watch and observe. I rolled perception in roll 20 to see if I noticed that MacLeod took that book or tried to hide taking that book, but I rolled pretty low, so I didn't notice anything.
Maglo leaves the room. Hawke steps into the secret vault in the captain's chambers, takes a few handfuls of items, and then also leaves. Do you follow or do you stay in the room?
I'm going to pull up my Cloak of Elven Kind, and I'm going to put up my hood, and I'm going to very cautiously leave the room.
The shadows still hang closely to you, Saray. You hear in the back of your mind the growling of the manticore, and you step out into the rain.
Hey, with this, it looks like we're going to make another 80 grand.
I don't even care about the money. I want to know if there's any information in these things that can hopefully help us deal with whatever's chasing us.
I mean, yeah, that too, but the money ain't bad, is it?
Sorry, you're not going to grab anything?
I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to very directly leave the onto the deck of the ship.
Mag's going to look at Hawke and be like, "You right?"
Whenever you touch that sort of power, it kind of leaves marks. Have patience with her.
Oh, no, yeah. I was wondering if we should keep an eye on her.
No. I think we'll be fine.
your brass automaton lands on your shoulder and pecks at it, Maglo.
Isn't it broken? Its wing's broken, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not flying in any sort of cohesive manner. It's not able to go far, but it's still able to hop around and has a large gash across the breast of the bird. And you see some gears exposed, and it ticks a little bit as it sits on your shoulder.
Hey, bud, you better go to get shelter. That rain's gonna absolutely fuck you up. And I ain't doing rust management, not today.
Maglo, I think we should be talking to ourselves a little bit less and getting off this ship. I don't know how long we've got.
Okay, so all three of you, with Saray trailing behind you very quietly, walk onto the deck of the ship, and what you see is Doddle in a growing pool of water, and the water is still twisting up in these small pillars around her. It rescinds and then shoots back up, and all of the rain in about a 20-foot circle of where Doddle is freezes and starts to hit the ground very slowly. Doddle is still in a trance and currently seems unaware of any of you. What is Juniper doing now that she's hanging off of the front of the ship?
So when you say she's hanging off the front, is it like if I drop down, I break a limb? Or like...
You would break at least a leg.
Hello? Guys? Doddle?
I'm gonna scramble over and follow the voice.
Yeah, over the edge of the front of the ship, you see Juniper hanging by a weakening grasp on the edge of the ship.
I'm gonna grab onto her arms and then just try and heave her up.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Let's see, that's a 21. Yeah, I think you're good to get up there.
You pull Juniper up.
Yeah.
While this is happening, Saray, Maglo, are you doing anything?
Maglo's just looking Doddle over, seeing if this is a trance of magic or if it's something that, like, if she breaks out of it, it would be bad for them.
May I also ask, what's the state of the ship right now? Like, are we on the ground?
You can ask. Doddle is unaware. Doddle, you're still in that moment, and we'll come to you in just a second here. But the ship itself is on the ground. Everyone is secure. The ship has settled. It's tilted, so it's there's a incline that's pretty sharp that makes it kind of hard to walk across the deck. But for the most part, everything is secure and the ship is in one piece. Maglo, Saray, what are your actions?
Okay, so then I'm just gonna stay on the deck and I'm gonna view what's going on and wait for Maglo and Hawke to do their business, whatever it may be.
Mags is gonna look to Saray's kind of, I imagine she's still quite blank. And then look to Doddle and kneel just a little close to her. Like, hey, princess, you alright?
Doddle, you are surrounded by roiling waves. And the storm is still blowing fiercely above you. Lightning and thunder fill the air. You feel your connection to the water, and you are tied to it, joined as one. Your mastery of this element has caused you to become lost in the moment. And from what sounds like a million miles across the sea, you hear a voice.
Hey, princess, you alright?
It shudders, and then as all of that connection shatters around you, the water splashes, and you are staring at Maglo. All of that levitating water immediately stops, and Doddle snaps out of it.
What?
Oh, hey, you alright? You with us?
Uh-huh.
Okay, can you just follow my finger?
Uh-huh.
Just with your eyes, not with your head. Just with your eyes. Just with your eyes.
Sorry. All right.
Yeah, just making sure you're okay. All right. No, you seem fine. Hey, Lynn, Hey, no, look where the boat is. You literally saved all of us. You did fucking well today.
I did?
Yeah, you did. Oh, well done.
Can I run to the edge of the ship and just look down?
Okay, be careful though, because the deck is still very dangerous. Don't go running.
You run across the deck and you look down and you see the shattered remains of the warehouse in Anchor's Rest. And all of the ropes and rigging above you have been shattered, and there are ropes and other pulleys and things that are swinging in the breeze. But the entire ship has found its way to the ground and is whole. The warehouse is destroyed, and there are still small fires and some smoke that is billowing. And off in the distance, you hear horns blasting, and you hear the screeches of griffins in the distance.
Oh. I'm feeling a mix of emotions right now, but I did this. I did it.
Oh yeah, you did. Hey, Saray, can you take Dartle and kind of get back to camp? Because I feel like those guys probably won't be the best pleased to see us all. They're okay with seeing Hawke and I, because this is our job, and what they said is all right.
Technically, we're not official though, so
we should all bail.
We should probably get out of here.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's step to it, gang. June, you all right?
A little shaken, but I think I'll manage.
You look never the better. It's all right. Right. Well, good hustle, guys. Let's get the fuck off.
Hawke's gonna grab one of his lengths of rope. He has a 50-foot length of rope, and he's gonna try and tie it to the edge so that way we can climb down the rope.
Okay, so you do that. Once the rope is secure, everyone can climb down to the ground without a problem.
Can anyone make sure they grab some scrolls and stuff from the vault just over there?
We probably don't have time.
Just one scroll each though.
Maglo.
Just to appease him, June runs over real quick.
God, fuck yes,
there is no real quick about that.
No real quick.
You have to run across the ship. The ship is at an angle, so you have to go up into the captain's. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Maglo, yeah, I can't see this happening. We gotta go.
Is the party staying by the galleon, or are you leaving before the authorities arrive? You can hear them in the distance. You hear the horns of the city watch of Waterdeep, and you hear the screech of the Griffin Riders off in the distance. And you know that shortly, Waterdeep's guardians will arrive, and they will have questions, and there will be official inquiries, and there will be a number of individuals that you will have to directly deal with.
Oh, I'm out. Very, very directly. Probably as soon as Maglo says, yeah, we should probably go. Saray, very directly, without saying anything, goes to the side of the ship. It's 20 feet.
20 feet.
Jumps.
Oh.
Off the side of the ship.
Just make an acrobatics check.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Too much.
Not going to jail again.
Oh shit.
Nah, it's good. You didn't.
Okay, good.
No, I mean it's not good. But
It's not good.
you leap off the deck of the ship and you land on the rubble below. You land fairly hard. Take 2 points of damage.
All right.
But you are you're down. It doesn't look. It still looks like you intended to land the way you did, but you sent a shock down your spine.
Perfect.
You pause for a second,
And as you leave the shattered remains of the Anchor's Rest warehouse, you see the body of the captured mercenary that Hawke was guarding. There is a crossbow bolt that is in the center of her forehead.
Guarding, huh? Wow.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
Really good.
I'm gonna inspect the body.
Next to that body is the older vagabond that was drunk in the alley. You notice that his throat has been slit.
Oh, he got get. Oh no.
No.
I'm gonna inspect both the bodies.
Everything has been removed other than the top layer of their garments and some of their armor and just enough of their weaponry to make it look like someone hadn't taken everything from them. There is an empty scabbard for a sword on the woman. The symbol that all of you were debating about taking.
Hawke took it.
That's good because everything else has been removed off of this vagabond now.
Okay, so there's no like symbol, no like anything for me to tell like what
Make an investigation
these guys
check.
worked for or what they did or
Make an investigation roll.
Not gonna lie, when you said everything has been removed, my mind immediately went to all the organs.
Yeah, me too. I was like, wow.
We're gonna fit in so well with that.
You're not even certain. You'd have to have somebody else look at it, maybe Maglo, but it seems like that was kind of intentionally set up so that it wouldn't be suspicious, but they also don't have anything on them that would lead anyone directly to the grasping eye.
I'm gonna sit and wait.
We should stay, right? Come on.
Yeah.
This was our job.
No, you're right. You're right. We'll have to answer a lot more questions, but we probably shouldn't have stuff from the captain's cabin on us when we meet with them.
Here, hand them over to me. I'll take them. They probably don't want to see my face anymore anyways.
Yeah, I hate to say you're right, but...
Yeah, Mags gives the leather-bound pouches over.
You still have the book, to be clear.
He still has the book.
All right.
Anyway, we got some things. That's why
Thank you
you
for
were
the
here.
3 scrolls.
We didn't do anything wrong. I think that's what's important. All of the dead bodies is suspect, but a lot of them attacked us first.
You know, I think the best course of action right now is to get Saray, Doddle, and myself out of here. So we're gonna go find Maglo.
Absolutely.
Come on, Doddle, you okay?
Oh, the stupid horse.
Where did you go, Saray?
I'm just waiting.
Oh, you're waiting there?
At the thing. At
the corpse pile?
Yeah, the corpse pile. Yeah, that's a good way of.
Can I actually say before I hop down, can I just have a moment and be like, I thought maybe, and like put my hand on the side of the boat and look at the griffins and look at the boat and then look at Maglo and just like squeeze a little tighter and say, Tayanwin is an island and I guess it was kind of stupid. And then I'm just gonna hop off the boat.
Max is just gonna do nothing. He's very excited about this prospect. I think Max just fully clocks what Doddle means, mentioning Tailwind and looking at a boat. Is like.
I go to Maglo. Did I hear that at all, or?
No.
Okay.
So all of you step into the alley. You see Saray standing over these 2 bodies, and the city watch is closing in. We'll come back to you. Calder Grail. You are standing on the docks. Behind you, the roiling seas are unrested. The skies have been cloudy and thunder and lightning is rife surrounding Waterdeep. You've only been in the dock ward now for a few hours, having traveled along a merchant carrier. Your boots are back on the wooden walkways of your familiar destination, as you have been in Waterdeep off and on for many years of your life. You understand this city. It is one of the key docking points for any sort of mercantile goods within the world of Aber Torel. Faerun is dependent on Waterdeep, and as a pirate, you have spent your adult life trafficking goods and wares into the black market of this city. As you stand there, you know that you have a few contacts that you could reach out to if you wished. However, you also know that there is danger in that, as you're not certain which of your contacts are more loyal to Captain Balthazar Graves than to you. You know that you have a number of bounties on your head, and that if anyone were to recognize you as a crew member of the Kraken's Kiss, you would be executed. However, you are clever, and you have not survived this long by not finding a way to evolve and adjust to your surroundings. As the rain pours down on you, you pull your coat closer to you, and you pull the collar up. What do you want to do?
Well, so I've got this pretty gross scar, like wound, right?
These claw marks rake across one half of your face, and they have healed by now, but they are a permanent reminder of the captain's displeasure at you discovering his secret.
Well, I think I'm gonna want to like get a hat, right?
Allow me. Your hair has grown, and you have managed to swoop it into one direction to kind of protect it, but a hat might be a good call as well.
So there's some coverage. All right, cool.
So,
yeah, I mean, ideally I would like to start my revenge quest, but
yes. Well, let us begin the revenge quest. You have a contact at the dock here in Waterdeep that you have no doubt is going to be loyal to you over the captain.
Yes. Okay.
This contact has never ever really trucked well with the crew of the Kraken's Kiss. You just happened to best her in a drinking contest, which is very hard to do. And because of that, she has always had a certain fondness for you. You know that as long as you have a little bit of coin, you can trust her to keep you safe.
Okay, so, yeah, let's go find her.
You start walking down the dock, and you walk to the far end of the north side of the dock ward of Waterdeep. And there is a long, very ramshackle, somewhat poorly kept dock, and you walk past a very old woman who is mending fishing nets, and she is by a little hut. And you walk past her and then down a series of steps that bring you closer to the water line. And then as you're walking down, you come into an area where the vagabonds and the homeless sailors and the drunks all kind of congregate. There are fires. Yeah, your dudes. There are fires that are set out, and you walk past a fire that's burning, and there are a number of very shady-looking, bearded, old, craggy sailors, and they kind of give you a wide glance as you begin walking down in this underground stone corridor that is right up against the water line of the dock, and the waters are kind of lapping in, and you come to the edge of a stone outcropping, and you reach into your pouch and you pull forth a copper coin, and you throw a copper into the water.
Am I summoning a witch?
And when you drop this coin into the water, there's a moment of silence, and then the coin eventually shoots back out of the water and lands at your boot. You see Filthy Meg emerge from the water, and Filthy Meg is a merfolk. She has very tightly braided hair that is inset with bones and hooks, and she has piercings all across her body. All of the human portions of her flesh are covered in this beautiful network of glyphs and things that just light across all of her body.
I respect her so much.
She's wearing some leather armor and has a trident strapped to her back, but she leaps onto the edge of the stone dock that you're standing on. She smiles, and you can see that all of her teeth, there's a few gold teeth in there as well, but they've all been sharpened to points. And her beautiful and fierce eyes kind of narrow as she looks you up and down. Squig! I didn't think you'd show around here again.
I wish you'd stop calling me that.
What would you prefer I call you?
Cal is good. But you know, whatever you like, really.
Cal. I'll try it. What brings you? The Kraken's kiss around, and she kind of looks off with a disdain towards the horizon. I didn't see the ships come through.
That's actually, I've got some business with that crew. More like the captain.
Graves can go and fuck himself.
Exactly.
Preferably with his own saber. To death.
Oh my gosh, we're on the same page.
You're gonna have to roll this back a bit. I don't seem to understand. Why are you here if you're not with the Kraken's kiss?
I want to know where he is. Let's just say the dynamic has shifted a bit, and he's gonna show his scar.
Yeah. Pretty fierce, actually. Take some of that boyishness out of your face.
I could use all that I could get, but point is, my time with them is done.
And you've come to Filthy Meg to help find the Kraken's kiss?
Yeah, I want to start by knowing where it is, where the captain is, what their plans are. I don't know exactly how I'm going to go about doing what I'm going to do or what exactly I'm going to do, but I need information first.
All right. You know how I work. You're going to pay me for this, right?
Of course.
How much are we talking? It depends on how quickly I can do the work and how quickly I can find things. I'm going to, of course, have to send out a few other merfolk to find the ship. That's all expensive, you know?
Yeah, I have a bit of money, but I can also, if you need anything done, if we can exchange services instead, that might be more useful for both of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. You have to do something for me.
I'm listening.
I have a contact, and she's up to something. I want you to find her and keep an eye on her for me. I want you to report back to me everything that she does. There's a goblin with her, and there are a lot of rumors going around.
A goblin? Like a dead-ass goblin?
Look, Cal, if you want me to help you, I need you to help me. I broker information. I find things. People want this goblin. I don't care why. I just want to know what's happening and where they are. You give me that information. I give you the location of Captain Balthazar Graves.
Fair
Pretty
enough.
boy, do we have an agreement? And she holds out her calloused hand.
I think we do.
And you
Probably
shake.
can't be too hard to find walking around a city, right?
I'm gonna do you one better. They're currently at the Anchor's Rest.
Well, this doesn't sound too hard.
I'd be careful. My contact, she's pretty rough. And with that, the merfolk leaps back into the water.
Wait, do you have a name?
Saray. You're looking for Saray.
Saray. All right.
2 days' time, meet me back here. Report. And
ma'am.
her tail flips up in the water, and you see that it is pierced all the way along the fins with these golden gemmed rings, and along some of the scales too, there are gems inset, and she swims off.
Oh my god, I love her. Well, I'm gonna make my way to the, oh god, what is it called? Something's Rest?
The Anchor's Rest is familiar to you. It's a shipyard, a graveyard, where old galleon ships are usually either stripped or rebuilt. And it's a series of dry docked vessels that are usually hanging from a series of cranes and built into buildings and around buildings. You have made your way above, and you're walking down the docks, and you hear an enormous crashing noise. and there's some smoke and fire off in the distance of the Anchor's Rest.
Well, shit. I'm gonna go check that out, I guess.
As you
Safe distance. Just want to see what it's about.
Yeah, okay, so you're not going to run directly into it.
Yeah.
As you emerge into the Anchor's Rest area, you see a warehouse with a large galleon set onto the ground, and it's hard to see. It's very dark, and the rain is pouring, but the ship seems to have, upended. Something is very familiar to you, though you cannot place it. And you have this strange feeling of deja vu that washes over you. Your mind echoes for a moment. So this boy is standing in the alleyway, and the rain is beating down, and the two of you are standing next to two dead bodies. There are two corpses on the ground at the foot of these men, and there's a ruined and burning, smoldering building behind them. All of you make contact, and you meet each other's gaze. And in the distance, you hear the screeching of the griffins and the horns getting closer.
It looks like our time's about done, huh? You want to do something like...
Maglo, I
religious?
grab my sword and I look at this
Just
new person that came by.
Looking, it's like... You guys
Listen.
in over your head a little bit maybe here?
Yeah, I think Mags probably stands back a bit and then takes the rifle off of his back.
Hal's just gonna look at these drawn weapons like... What's, hi. I'm Cal.
Maglo looks to Hawke and then puts the rifle back over his shoulder. I'm Maglo. This is Hawke. We did.
Did you?
Well,
was that you? Was this you? And he points to the dead body.
No, those
then
were
I
not.
should be drawing my sword.
The dead bodies in there were though. We're just kind of waiting for the buzz to get to us so we can kind of explain what happened. Who are you? You seem very. In my life, I don't really go up and talk to people who are standing in front of burning ships with a bunch of dead bodies littered around them. I'm
a sailor. So this is.
Oh, that explains.
Right. Okay. Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
Maglo puts his hand out to shake. It's nice to meet you.
Cal shakes his hand like, should I be worried about myself?
Are you part of a gang?
Sailor. So, yes,
No,
but only on the water.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to jump the gun, but are we becoming friends?
I'm not gonna lie, I've made friends in stranger locations, but...
A pair of Griffin riders land in the alleyway, and these large, majestic creatures swoop down, and on their backs are the cloaked, shielded, armored figures of the lieutenants of the City Watch. All three of you are standing between them and the wreckage and the bodies.
It's all right. We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be here.
In the name of the City Watch, by the code legal, you will put down your arms and surrender yourself.
We're supposed to be here. We have official documentation.
Name yourself.
My name's Maglo Mandori, and this is Hawke. We have. What's your name?
Name yourself.
Colin.
Colin ain't really with us.
Colin
Just
is
seem really nice.
with us.
Let's make some deception checks.
How can I lie?
One of you is very much lying. You rolled a natural one.
Me?
Yeah. So here's the thing about this game.
Yes.
As I didn't tell you this. So I have a couple of house rules. The first house rule is if you have a perception check, I roll it for you.
Oh, okay.
Pretty simple. So that if you miss something, you don't know you missed something.
Okay.
Or if you see something, maybe you do see it and you still think there's something else. I like it. The other thing I like is when you roll a natural 1 or a natural 20, you roll them again. And if you get another natural 1 or another natural 20, something either spectacular or horrible happens. And then you do it a third time, and if you get 3 in a row, I will alter the campaign forever.
Yeah, perfect.
8. Okay, so you didn't get another natural 1. So they don't believe you, probably appropriately, that you are just Colin.
Whoops.
Each of you, down on your knees.
Maglo's gonna pull the note from the High Scribe.
I need to see your hands. We have crossbow.
Got my hands.
We shall let fly.
All right.
In the air, he's sitting on the ground.
It's all right,
like,
but just
and
glaring.
don't worry about being arrested. We're kind of like absolute. We're incredibly good at jailbreak,
really
so I wouldn't worry
bad.
about it.
Historically speaking, we're bad at it.
I mean, jailbreaks we're very good at, but
That
getting
wasn't
into jail
us.
is terrible.
That wasn't us. That was somebody else. He
Silence.
stumbled on them.
I'm so sorry, Colin.
Silence.
You're just kind of part of this now.
I will shoot you. Good. They can listen. We'll come back to you. Meanwhile, Juniper, Dottle, and Saray, tell me where you're going to retrieve Maglo the horse.
Where is Maglo the horse?
I was
We
just.
left him with a person, right?
We're good. I think we're just go back to the stall, right?
Do, do, do,
That we
do.
left it.
Is the three of you are going together to the stall?
Yeah. We're just walking, right? We're just gonna try and be as inconspicuous, normal people and walk back to our.
Should I disguise myself? I asked the group, is that a thing that I should do?
Well, haven't you been disguised this whole time?
I was disguised, but I think that seems like something I'd have to concentrate on.
No, your concentration was broken. So
Got it.
Yeah, I like lifted an entire ship, so I was a little scatterbrained at that time. So should I disguise myself, or could I just put my scarf up? Do you think that'll
Just
be
put
fine?
your scarf up. That should be fine.
Alright, I can put my scarf up.
Walk close behind me, Dottle, okay?
Okay, I was gonna do that anyway because I like you as a person, but whatever.
everyone can make a stealth check. Okay. Yeah, no, Donald got a natural 20, but didn't repeat the roll, but that's okay. It's still Saray and Juniper both succeeded with flying colors. Yeah, you very skillfully walk through the streets and no one notices you. This is a very rundown and dangerous part of the dock ward. The city in this area is known for its criminal activity, and anyone who is present knows to kind of keep to themselves, to mind their own business, and not to question strange occurrences within the area. They know that it oftentimes leads to a serious case of death. So the three of you have very little trouble slipping through the streets, standing and passing through shadows with your cloaks up and your scarves pulled over your faces. You make your way to the stable where your horse and carriage are currently held. The cart has been removed, but Maglo is brought out.
Can I go up to Maglo the horse and just say hello, buddy, and nuzzle his nuzzle?
He kind of looks at you. Make an animal handling check.
Okay. It is what it is.
He's stubborn as always, but he kind of like chews on your hair for a minute and grabs your hood, and then just kind of like starts walking.
Does he look like he's been well taken care of, or that like?
You paid extra for him to be well taken care of.
Okay, cool. So it looks like I got what I paid for.
Yeah, he was brushed
Great.
out.
Just want to make sure.
His mane has been brushed and
Great.
his coat has been.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get on to the driver's side, and as I get up, I'm gonna throw the stable kid like 3 copper as tip.
Ooh. Thank you.
And the kid runs off with the coin. And you are now in the street with your carriage. Everything is here, it's secure. You have the items that you brought with you. You are missing your artificer and your paladin.
I was just gonna ask if we should wait here for the boys or if we should go and retrieve them.
I was going to head to Rosie's, but I was going to drive by just to make sure everything's sound and to kind of give them the signal that where we're headed and that we're okay.
That's a good idea.
I agree with that one.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, Doddle, you and I need to lay low in the cart, okay?
Yes. Please
Okay.
do.
Can I? There's still the like sheets and stuff in the back, right?
Yes, you have tarps and some boxes that have been laid on either side of the cart so that you can kind of hide in them. You also get out of the rain, which is nice.
I forget. Is Harold at Rosie's or did we leave him in the
It's in the
cart?
Oh god.
Harold's been in the cart the whole time? Oh, damn it.
Hello, Harold.
No one took Harold with them, so Harold stayed in the cart. And
Well, good boy, Harold.
Hello, Harold.
I'm sorry, she looks very frustrated and has made a nest in the back and has tore some stuff up, but kind of balks at you as you come in.
Hello, Harold. I'm very sorry that we had to leave you here, my friend, but I'm afraid that combat is no place for a chicken.
She runs forward and pecks at your feet.
And angrily?
Yeah.
Harold.
Let's make sure to feed this thing.
I just feed her the same stuff that I feed Maglo the horse.
Yeah, you've got grain and
Yeah.
Oh, good.
so you pull out a handful of grain and she eats out of your hand and she seems a little happier once you've fed her. And the rest of you are in the carriage. And Saray, are you driving the carriage?
Yes, I am driving. So
And
I will roll animal handling.
Yeah, animal handling. And then are you taking it to Rosie's? Is that where you're headed?
I'm going to take it to Rosie's, but I'm going to drive by the Siren's Call warehouse just to make sure everyone's okay. And kind of just drive by and kind of inspect, make sure they're okay, but also let them know we are safe and that we're headed to Rosie's. Yeah. Please be good, because this could be a fuck me.
So it's not great.
Not great.
You don't drive the carriage off, but Maglo does what Maglo does, which is just kind of like goes in the general direction that you've pointed him, but does it his own way. And so you're like forcing him into the right lane as you kind of are playing this game of chicken with other carriages. And he'll eventually pull over, but he really seems like he just wants to ram into another carriage.
Maglo.
Maglo the horse is his full name.
I know that's his full name, but I'm not going to call him his full name.
But if you're grumpy with him, you should call him his full name so that he knows that you're grumpy.
Saray, at any point, if you would like me to drive Maglo.
The horse.
The horse, yes.
Does the horse have the same name as...
Yes.
Okay.
We named the horse after Maglo.
Clearing that up.
All of the characters were mad at Maglo, therefore named a horse that they just got after.
Oh my god.
Yeah, June. Yeah, you should just hop up here and you should do this.
Make your animal handling, Jim.
Let me do this. Please, God.
Scoot over to the passenger side.
Yeah.
Okay, roll.
June, Maglo seems much more responsive when you take the reins, and you're easily able to coax him back into the right lane, and you begin to ride past without causing any undue attention to yourself.
Yes, Doddle.
Before we go, I just want to go up to June and be like, here, and then wrap my scarf around her and like tug on it so it's nice and snug. And I'm like, I'm under the blankets and stuff anyway. I don't really need it, so you can disguise yourself just a little bit.
June's gonna lean over and just ruffle her hair.
Thank you. All right, go back in the cart.
Okay.
I'm Harold.
Yeah, that's a good enough roll that I'm not going to make you roll anything else. You just seem like a carriage that's moving through the Anchor's Rest area. And as you ride past the alley, you see the shattered building. You see the ship that has been lulled into the front that's still whole. Little smoke and embers are still burning around it. And then you see the back of two very large griffins and armored guard that seem to be surrounding three individuals. Somebody seems to be with Maglo and Hawke, and they are all on their knees with their hands raised in the air.
I'm going to try and make a whistle sound that's similar to Busby's whistle. can't do it. I can't really do it, but works, right?
Yeah, make a performance check, and then I'll make perception checks for Maglo and Hawke. Both of you hear this whistle that sounds like Busby's whistle while your back is turned. And in response from your pocket, Busby kind of climbs out.
Do I hear this?
How did you do on your... Oh, yeah, you made it with your performance. Do you do anything, Maglo or Hawke?
Hawke is not going to turn around or do anything right now because he knows there's crossbows aimed at him.
And Busby is like climbing out of his bag, right?
Yeah.
Busby, you gotta remain calm. Bud, you gotta... Alright, fine. Listen, I'll listen to you. Do what you want to do. But if you're gonna leave and if you end up dying, I'm gonna replace you with a fucking dragon. You understand that, don't you?
He crawls back into the bag. So Ray, you hear some beeping back, but nothing happens, and the carriage moves past the alley, and you continue on.
Yeah. All right, let's head to Rosie's.
All right, to Rosie's we go.
Were they okay?
They seemed fine. I mean, Hawke and Maglo, they have the permission from the cops. They should be fine.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't really get a good full view of the situation, so you're counting on them. You believe that Saray believes that they're fine, but you did hear, you kind of cut through the chase. They're being arrested.
But Maglo and Hawke came to get me when I was arrested.
Well, here, how about this, Dottle? If they are arrested, let's give it a moment and see what happens. Maybe they're just going to be brought in for questioning. They do have their job to finish.
Okay, can we not go to Rosie's though? That doesn't feel right to just abandon them. Maybe they need like a getaway cart or something.
If it makes you feel more comfortable, maybe we can stay close by for a couple minutes. Okay?
Is there a tavern or something nearby?
Yes, there are taverns all throughout Anchor's Rest.
Am I familiar with the one that's nearby? Is it safe? Is it shady?
No. No, they're not safe.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
None of the taverns in this vicinity are safe. And you could stay at one, but you're probably courting a bar fight.
Right. Dottle, I'm not sure how safe it is for us to even hang out around here with both the city watch and the area in general. I don't think it's a great idea for us to even hang out around here for much longer.
It might be safer in the hands of the city watch.
Okay.
You do recall that a number of June, you recall this, a number of the leadership of the Grasping Eye that you faced in the warehouse escaped.
Also, we do have the problem of people who want us dead still being afoot. So I think they're safer where they are, and we need to go somewhere safer for us as well.
We're still relatively close to the Siren's Call area, right?
Yeah, you're there.
I'm gonna whistle again, trying to match Busby's whistle, but I'm gonna try and make it sound like I'm calling Busby to come to me.
Yeah, I'll let you make that call again. Do a performance check, and we'll see if you can imitate something that might attract Busby. Oh no! Yeah, you're too far away. The whistles and the pops don't sound right, and you don't hear any response. Plus, Maglo has pretty much threatened Busby to stay put, and Busby's going to listen to their creator. You do know that the general area, if you stay around too long, it might be a problem. Who currently has the goldfish?
Maglo, I think.
No. Yeah, Maglo does have the goldfish.
Oh no.
What?
I know. Just hang with us as.
No, I'll pick it up. But sounds important. Can I just, while we're being walked to wherever, I'm gonna pretend to trip and fall and like try to just face plant into some mud so that I am like essentially camouflaged, like a Harry Potter.
Yeah. I like it. So go ahead.
Whoopsie poopsie.
You are all like grabbed from behind and you stood up against a wall, and they're gonna search all of you. But while that's happening, you can stumble. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
You fall, Calder. You fall in like this like. It looks like it's painful, but you do it perfectly. And like you dip your face into the mud exactly where you wanted, and your face is just completely covered.
Oh, like Mrs. Doubtfire situation.
Yeah.
And MacLeod full on bursts out laughing. It's like, this guy is so fucking weird.
Oh, buddy, are you okay? I think a homeless guy peed in that.
This guy is so weird. I'm so
As you begin to smell the mud, you do realize, in fact, that a homeless man probably peed here. However, you have managed to cover your face in mud, and you have done so without getting your coat dirty.
Silly me. Just so clumsy.
Up against the wall. I'm not putting up with any more of this.
Donald, you and June head back to Rosie's. I will follow Maglo and Hawke to wherever they're being taken. And if it seems like they're being locked up, I will head back to Rosie's and we'll figure out a plan.
Okay.
That sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, Saray.
Does that sound good, June?
Whatever Donald wants is fine with me.
All right. I'm gonna pull up my spear, make sure my hood is fastened, and I'm gonna stand up on the cart. And as the cart's like kind of pulling by a building, I'm gonna try and jump onto the building next to me.
Donald? I said I would do whatever you want to do. Do you want to stay here?
I think I'm gonna trust Saray, and I'm gonna trust Maglo and Hawke, and I'm gonna believe that they're gonna be okay, so let's go back to Rosie's and meet up there.
That's where we'll go.
Oh, as you're having this conversation, Saray had jumped to try and get on the building, and I rolled a nat 1. So,
maybe we can't trust Saray.
So I'm gonna trust Saray. Whack! Saray just hits the side of the building.
Yeah,
like
you continue on down the road, and you hear them say this, Saray, and you land on the roof, and then you look back because they said it. You heard their conversation, and you heard, "I'm gonna trust Saray," and your head turns back. And as you do, your foot hits a slick part of the roof, and you slide down into the alley. You don't think anybody saw you, but it was, you're down on the ground again.
On complete self.
Incredible.
Worst rogue ever.
So up against the wall, you are being searched. As these guard are telling you to calm down, and if any of you have a weapon visible, they unsheath them and drop them on the ground.
Hey, but if you can just like put your hand into just like the left pouch just above my like right foot, there's gonna be a summons to here from the High Scribe.
Specifically from Magistrate Mortimer Welber.
I really need you to do this because this is completely unnecessary.
If you're who you say you are, you have nothing to be worried about. And they start searching in your pouch, just as they pass the pouch that has the book in it. And they reach in and they grab a series of scrolls that you've kept in this pouch. And they put some of them back, and they're going through them. Interesting. And is this young man with you?
I guess he is now.
Very well. You may gather your things. The guard relax and begin looking around. What exactly happened here, Inquisitor?
I would much rather talk to the High Scribe about it. I need to file an official report, really.
We already have our orders. There are other investigators who are arriving. In fact, the original investigator who came to this site when it was originally brought to our attention will be arriving very shortly. Inquisitor Sternward? Perhaps you've worked together.
Once or twice. We need to go.
I think it's best if you stay so that you can lend your report to the other investigation.
I don't want my view to be tainted by his. He's going to have like a different look around, and then if our reports don't line up, then we it's something we got to figure out. But if he tells me information, I might accidentally write it down, like I discovered it. I can't back it up with evidence. It's a whole process.
It turns out that members of local gangs had infiltrated the warehouse. They tried to ambush us. This happened.
So the members of the local gang returned to the scene of the crime. Do you know why? He points to Call. He's like, what is your purpose here again?
Trying to give them information about this local gang, but I didn't really have any.
You're an informant.
No, 1 second. Who are you? I'm sorry, what's your rank and position?
I'm a lieutenant within the City Watch, and you are a special investigator that has been hired by the city. You have
that's
no
true.
rank.
By High Scribe, and that is who we report to. I'm sorry, we're not going to be going around divulging information. This stuff is very sensitive, and if this get put into the wrong hands, it's going to go very badly for a lot of us. So, if you don't mind, we're just going to keep it between us. Is that okay? There's no ill will intended. It's just we don't want to let someone slip that will end up causing a lot more hassle.
Oh, 2 dead bodies here, investigator. What am I supposed to do? My duty is sworn to the city. And you have this. Are you a criminal? Is that why you will not answer our questions?
It is because we have it on good authority that there may be infiltrators within the city government that are sided with these criminals. I apologize, but we do not have a working relationship with you in the way that we do with the magistrate who we work with directly.
Well, the Inquisitor Sternward will be here very shortly. I'm sure that he can sort this all out.
But we have the same job. We're doing the same thing. We need to do an official report.
I mean, to my understanding from the paperwork that you've provided, you are a consultant. Sternward has a storied history with the Guard. I'm sure he does. Amongst the city to do great things. He has published a number of books on the art of investigation and artificing. Perhaps you've heard of them.
Hey, can we go? We need to go back.
I really shouldn't release you yet without some sort of official report.
You can have our names, bud. That's fine. Just write them down. We do need to get back. This is very time sensitive.
And what was your name again? And he points to you, Calder.
It's Colin.
Everybody calls me Cal.
Cal is short for Colin?
Depending on the pronunciation, yes. I come from the West Country.
Make a deception check.
I should not be attempting to do this all the time.
Can MacLeod try and catch that? Because MacLeod fully thinks his name is Colin.
Do you want to lend some inspiration or like a flash of genius or something?
MacLeod wants to try and pluck Cal out in the lie and be like, what the fuck? Why are you lying about your name?
I would like to insight check Cal, actually.
Yeah, there you go. That's insight check is what I was trying to do.
So go ahead and roll insight checks if you like.
Please be low. Please
22.
Be low. Okay, that's a 13.
22. Yeah, MacLeod, you picked this up. Hawke, you're not as quickly. But you don't think that this kid, he's not giving you the full story for sure. Of course, you don't really know what his story is. You've just been accosted in an alley together. So here we are. There are 2 dead bodies here. Because of that and the severity of the property damage, if you fill out your typical report and sign it, I'll be sure to give it to Inquisitor Sternward when he arrives.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. What's your name, bud? Just so I have it.
Westwood. Lieutenant Westwood.
Well, it's nice to see you, bud. Again, I'm Maglo and Doran. This is Hawke.
We've heard tale.
Lieutenant, do you mind if I perform some last rites on these bodies?
Yes. I suppose we could get the clergy involved before we even look at the bodies. This is confirming everything that the rest of the Guard has been talking about.
If it helps you, Lieutenant, you can observe me while I do it. I promise I won't defile
It's
the bodies.
just very irregular. You understand. Typically, there are procedures. We don't allow strange adventurers to come in and take a hand in the investigations of the city. From what I understand, Inquisitor Sternward did a sterling job here, investigating the original site.
Lieutenant, think of it this way, and as he does this, I kind of get down, and I'm like, what I do for my final rites is I take a gold dragon, and I put it in the mouth of each person that's dead, and I kind of close it, and I whisper a couple words in Celestial. Well, let's say you're in a city, some sort of nefarious group has infiltrated the government. Now, you're a magister. If you can't trust anybody, who's the best person to trust? Somebody not from here with no ties to the city?
You're saying that you suspect corruption within the City Watch.
I'm not suspecting anything.
Is that so?
Hal's just trying to really, like, as much as possible to look like he understands what's happening. Like,
This is very important, Hawke. Make a deception check. You're trying to communicate something without saying it outright.
Yeah.
boy, I'm gonna die.
That's a 9. Crap.
I'm just gonna, Cal's just gonna look around and, like, take note of any exits.
MacLeod's gonna bend down, start picking up more of his stuff. Cal has a sword, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a saber, yeah.
That was taken off and then put to the ground, probably.
Yeah.
Mags is gonna pick it up. I'm sorry you got involved in this. We're finding some shit at the minute.
Are there police still around right now?
The City Watch is standing just a few feet away talking to Hawke. Although they seem to have relaxed a little, but they still are very much on edge, and there's this weird silent war of words that seems to be happening.
Right. Like, so Cal's just like, yeah, well, always happy to help.
Cal, you overhear something that immediately hits your ears like a weight, and your heart drops. So, this ship, the Siren's Call, fell? And you hear the words, Siren's Call.
Oh.
And you recognize now why this was familiar to you. You don't know how. And you don't know what strange twist of fate has brought you here. But before you, on the remains of the warehouse, dry docked, the ship that your parents bought, their first ship, the ship that you were born on, lays before you.
Okay, well, Cal, I guess, just kind of goes pale, and he's trying to keep as straight a face as absolutely possible, but he looks like he might throw up.
Make an insight check, please, Maglo. Yeah, the kid looks like he's seen a ghost. You don't know why.
I don't know if you've ever seen someone's soul leave their body, but disassociate. Like,
With what we're doing, there's not a whole lot of people we can trust. And then MacLeod like goes to hand the saber back.
Cal just sort of like looks at it and then like looks at him like, "Are you sure about that?"
Well, I know. Can I trust you?
Well, he takes his sword, like just like disassociated. He just like nods, like, "Uh-huh."
At this point, is it possible that Suray's kind of gotten to a point where she can at least see what's going on?
You're watching from a rooftop
afar.
currently,
Okay.
Saray, and you see that this kid is now with Hawke and Maglo, and the guard are talking to them. At first, it was really tense, and it seems to have lessened. You don't know how much longer they're going to be there. More guards are arriving, kind of by the minute, and they start looking around the area, the rubble and the ship, and it's becoming more and more crowded. But eventually, you see the guard are talking to Maglo and Hawke. There's some parchment that's out that they start marking down on with a quill, and eventually, the 3 men are released.
Can I try and imitate Busby's whistle again?
Go for it.
I'm gonna get this to work. I swear. Nope.
Yeah, you don't. The wind is so high right now. It's not that you're not whistling.
beep.
It's that you don't feel like it's carrying enough on the wind. You're gonna have to get closer.
They seem to be walking out into the street now. Maglo, Hawke, and Calder, do you have any reason to stay here?
No, God, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just dropped my coins.
You good?
who are you people?
We're people who are kind of in over our head a little bit.
What's your involvement with that ship?
There's a high scribe who told us to investigate it. So we've kind of found ourselves in a little bit of trouble. There's a gang who kind of want us dead. This here, he pulls up the little goldfish in the bowl, is it's some kind of big thing. There's a lot of people after us. I
What I
guess.
want to know is what's that
Multiple
ship?
bodies in a ruined warehouse and a beached ship for a carnival prize. Got it. Sure, why not?
What I want to know is what's that ship to you? We were investigating it because a couple days ago it was broken into and magical artifacts were stolen from it.
You know what? You guys almost got me arrested today. We can hold off on exchange for information for one. You owe me one.
Yeah, I want to kind of get out the rain. Do you want to go to Rosie's?
Yeah, let's go to Rosie's. What's your name again? Calder?
Well, who are your friends? What are you? There are more of you?
Yeah, there's Saray, there's Juniper, and then there's Dawdle.
You know what? I'm gonna let you buy me a drink for getting me almost arrested today.
I think
You're
that's fair.
so weird. I'm so sorry. Can we stop?
Still
It's raining
covered in
so
mud.
much.
Yeah.
Can I wash your face? Do you need a shower? Do you have a place to stay? Are
Did
you alright?
just call me weird and then offer to wash my face?
I know, that was weird. I do
Yeah,
apologize. You just got mud caked over your face. And it's like, are you
Listen.
okay? You just came up to two people, just like,
I just
next to a burning
tear
ship and
off
just
a
ask
piece
what
of
the
my entire
situation
cloak.
was?
Here, you can
I
wipe
mean,
your
we've
face
all
with
had
that.
big days before. I know how that is. I'm not comfortable with the authorities knowing much about me, all right? I like to live off the grid. Let's go get an ale.
Fucking love this kid. Yeah, let's go. No, let's go.
I like him
Ah,
so
grand.
much. Yeah, come on, dude. I'll tell you about a whole time I tried to get off the grid once. It did not
Tried?
end well.
All right, yeah, that sounds like a story. Let's go.